Baldur's Gate 3 is one of the biggest games of 2023. It is widely beloved, and for good reason. It is an excellent game. It has so much depth and doesn't really hold your hand at all. It lets you mess up in glorious ways. Today, we're going to talk about some stuff that you missed in last year's Magic the Gathering release, Battle for Baldur's Gate Commander Legends, or Commander Legends Battle for this set right here. This is the one. We're talking about this one. This was released last year, June of 2022. And what's so interesting about this is that there are major plot relevant, story relevant characters in Baldur's Gate 3 that have cards in this set. It's a really interesting thing. It's not something that I actually recognized until I saw my boy Asterion, and I was like, wait a minute, I have him in my Edgar Markov deck, and I was like, wait a minute, he's in this game. There's all of the characters are in this set. So today we're going to talk about the 6 companions that you missed in Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate. Hey, if you like the content, if you like my vibes, you know what? Subscribe. I said that weird. Whatever. I'm leaving it in. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I am going to be making Magic content here on the channel every so often going forward. So, let's talk about it. Yo, check out your boy Will right here. So, like I said, we're gonna talk about the 6 Act 1 companions for Baldur's Gate 3 that are in this set, Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate. By the way, I do want to say right now, I think the set is heavily underrated. It was released in a time where I really wasn't into Magic. I'm gonna save my whole Magic story for a different video, but I've been playing since 1995, and this set was released during a period when I was on, several year hiatus. And this set's really cool. I know it was like maligned, and a lot of people hated it. There's a lot of negativity around this set, but as someone who is like checking it out after the fact, this set's pretty cool. I really like it, and also I really like Baldur's Gate 3. So I think this is a hidden gem for a Magic set. So anyway, let's talk this way. Let's talk about Will, Blade of Frontiers. Now, the cards here range from, I do believe they are all at least rare, to mythic, and we're not going to talk about Act 2 or any of like the kind of secret companions that you can get, because you can get 4 more companions in Baldur's Gate, and I do believe most of them are spoiler-tastic. So I'm not going to spoil it for you. Maybe we can do that in a future video, but we're just going to talk about the 6 Act 1 companions that are pretty obvious. So, Will, Blade of Frontiers, is a 2-mana 1/1 human warlock. If you would roll 1 or more dice, instead roll that many dice plus 1 and ignore the lowest roll. Really cool. He is a dice rolling themed legendary creature. Whenever you roll 1 or more dice, put a +1/+1 counter on Will, Blade of Frontiers, and you can choose a background. I really like the choose a background feature here. There's a ton of different backgrounds that you can choose that give you various effects. We're not going to really dive into them in today's video. I'd recommend just checking them out on like Scryfall or Mythic Spoiler or whatever. But Will is very cool. He's like kind of got like this dice rolling mechanic. I do like that you can basically roll extra dice and ignore one of them. I think it could be a cool dice rolling type commander. A 1/1 for 1 or 1/1 for 2 isn't that great, and also he doesn't really. He helps you roll dice. Next up we have my boy Asterion, the Decadent. This is one of my favorite ones, and this is the card that actually made me realize that these cards were in this set. This is a 6-drop. He's a 4 and then a white and a black for a 4/4 vampire elf rogue. He has Death Touch and a lifelink, and at the beginning of your end step, choose 1. You can choose target opponent loses life equal to the amount of life they lost this turn, which is great. That's kind of like is it like a wound reflection or something like that type of effect? And it says, or you can gain life equal to the amount of life you've gained this turn. This card is really sweet in like aggro decks, because you can just push a bunch of damage and then be like, yo, you lose more damage. I like him, and he's got Death Touch, he's got Lifelink. He's a 4/4 for 6, which isn't great, but his abilities are really, really good, and I think he fits really well into Vampire decks or just any other deck that just wants to win through damage, which I think is cool. I think this guy's great. I think he's awesome, and he is absolutely fabulous and kind of evil, kind of evil. He's not a nice dude. In Baldur's Gate 3. Next up, we have my least favorite character. This is Lazelle, Vlaakith's champion. She is a 3-mana 3/3 Gith warrior. If you had put one or more counters on a creature or planeswalker you control, or on yourself, put that many plus one of each of those kinds of counters on that permanent or player instead. And she also has choose a background. What's really interesting is not all of them have choose a background, like Astarion does not. But Lazelle does, so you can kind of like choose the background. If you don't know, the backgrounds function kind of like extra commanders, so they can actually give you more commander identity, like color identity too. So you could choose like a red background, and then Lazelle could be white-red, for example. Well, she herself would not be white-red, but you could play red cards in the commander deck with Lazelle. She's my least favorite character in the game. She's just kind of annoying. I think she does get a little bit better later on, but still, I just immediately yeet Lazelle out of my party the second I got Carlock. So we'll talk about Carlock soon because she's my favorite. But yeah, this seems like a decent card, right? It's a 3-mana 3/3, decent stat lines, has the choose a background feature, which I think is really cool. And then she kind of like adds extra counters, which could be kind of like combo-tastic, I think. And other than that, you can know, has synergy with like +1/+1 counters or planeswalkers or well, it's only yourself, so I guess it really doesn't help for infect unless you're infecting yourself, but she's cool. Gail is probably my second favorite character in Baldur's Gate 3. Gail is a 1/3 for 3. He's a human wizard, and Gail says whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand, you may cast up to one target card of the other type from your graveyard. If a spell cast this way from your graveyard would be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. Yeah, it's really cool. I think he does like this cool like spells thing where you have like this dichotomy of like instants and sorceries, and I think you can make something really cool around Gail, or maybe he can slot into like an Is It Spells Matter deck, or I don't know. I like Gail, and I think this card is pretty cool. Also has the choose a background feature. I think because they have the choose a background feature, I think they make better commanders than in the 99, but I still think Gail's pretty cool. Anyway, this is Shadowheart. I also very much like Shadowheart. She is also one of my favorite characters. I think she's pretty interesting, and she keeps my party alive. She heals me up. So this is Shadowheart, Dark Justiciar. She is a 4-drop 3/4. For 3 of any and a black human elf cleric, so she's a half elf. And for 1 and a black and tap her and sack another creature, draw X cards, where X is that creature's power. You also have to choose a background. I like Shadowheart quite a bit, both in the game and on as a card. I feel like there are other effects and other cards that do this, but maybe a little bit better or more efficiently. But I do like the fact that you have the choose a background feature. Maybe we will really quickly cover the background cards here, because yeah, I think it is really interesting with Shadowheart. Definitely some kind of I don't even want to say aristocrat style. It's just a deck where you just want to sack, make a big dude and like sack it, and then draw a whole bunch of cards. Maybe you're playing a combo deck where you like, I don't know, sack Merit Lodge and draw 20 cards. I don't know. That speaks to me. So I think she's cool, and I think you can do some cool stuff with her. And then now finally we have Carlock, Fury of Avernus. Carlock is a 5-drop 4 of any and a red for a 5/4 of Tiefling Barbarian. Carlock is she's up there as my favorite character in Baldur's Gate 3. Whenever you attack, if it's the first combat phase of the turn, untap all attacking creatures. They gain first strike until end of turn. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. Carlock is awesome. This is a great card, and she also has choose a background. So this gives you extra combat phases and gives all of your dudes first strike. Carlock's really, really cool. This is a creature that I definitely want to build a deck around. I'm not sure what background I would pair with her yet, but I do think Carlock is she's awesome, dude. Like, hey, what more do you need? gives you more attack steps, and she looks rad as hell, quite literally. So you know what? Let me blind myself and see if we can pull up some backgrounds here. Alright, so as you can see here, there are a ton of backgrounds. We're not going to go over every single one of them in this video because that's not really what this is about, but I just want to show that you have a ton of different options when picking one of these legendary creatures as a commander, which I think is awesome. If you're a big fan of Baldurs Gate 3, like a lot of you probably watching this video are, and you want to build a deck around your favorite character, maybe Shadowheart, maybe, you know, something like Carlock here, you know what? Maybe Lazelle is your favorite character, and you're like, you know what, I want to make a Lazelle, the Shameless Charlatan deck, or Lazelle, the Feywild Visitor. I think there's a lot of really, really cool stuff here. Yeah, let me know if you have come up with some fun combinations yourself. We're going to go back to the best character here, which is Carlock. And thanks so much for watching. Please let me know what you think in the comments down below. Have you already been building around your Baldur's Gate 3 characters? Like I said, there's 4 more companions in the game that are also in the set. I think all of the companions are in the set, and so many other characters. A lot of them are spoiler-tastic, so you might not know it's a spoiler until you actually play the game, but a lot of the stuff is in this set, which I think is super, super cool. It's so weird that it was released like a year ago, right? And now you can finally realize the full extent of the Commander Legends Battle for Baldur's Gate like content. It's just it's a wild thing. It's a wild thing. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. Enough rambling. Like, comment, subscribe. I can use all of the support here on this channel. It is my second channel, third channel. It's much smaller than what I normally do, so I appreciate it. If you like the Magic content, let me know, and we'll do some more. Bye, everyone.